Good Friday afternoon from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studios. Sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Joel Norwood with your latest agricultural news. Well, don't forget, next week is the start of the Farm Science Review. We'll be there all 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so stop out and see us. And not only will we be there, we'll be talking with all kinds of folks in agriculture, and you'll hear that on the radio as well. For instance, we'll be broadcasting Monday on location thanks to Ag Credit. Stop out and see them. Booth 535 at the corner of Land Avenue and Tractor Street. Also, we'll be broadcasting at the Home Tent located at 611 Swine Avenue on the Farm Science Review grounds Tuesday. Stop out and see them there. And we'll also be there Wednesday thanks to Morton Buildings. Stop out and see the Morton Buildings at 516 Land Avenue on the Farm Science Review grounds. And all that while, stop out and see all the exhibitors as well as those great field demonstrations going on. And just a reminder, stay safe out there. These extreme dry conditions allowing field fires to pop up all across Ohio. In fact, just yesterday, down the road from my house, in northeast Champaign County, there was a soybean field that caught fire as getting their first soybeans harvested of the year. And winds, which were about 15 miles per hour, really took that fire and pushed it along. Thankfully, local fire crews were able to get it under control in no time flat, and no injuries and no damage to equipment reported, so just some burn-up beans. But still, a reminder of the dangerous conditions we're dealing with this year in all too dry fields all around the state. As we turn our eyes to some other farm news, the American Farm Bureau has done this for 40 years, asked every presidential candidate for their stance on agricultural issues. And this year, no different. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump have provided answers to the latest American Farm Bureau presidential candidate questionnaires. Joe B. Young is Executive Vice President for the American Farm Bureau, says that survey a key tool for rural Americans trying to make an election decision.
The presidential election is an opportunity for every American to cast their vote and voice their opinion on the direction they hope the country goes. And for more than 40 years, AFBF has asked every presidential candidate in the general election to provide responses on issues that are likely to impact farmers and ranchers in rural communities. We receive responses and we share those responses unedited so that our members and any interested voter can decide for themselves what they think about the answers that they hear from the presidential candidates.
Now, the survey contains 14 questions, covers a broad array of topics.
Everything from crop insurance to taxes to agricultural labor to sustainability. We also ask questions about regulatory reform, food system resiliency, energy, biotechnology. We got responses from both the Harris and Trump campaigns, and we've taken their answers and we've made them available to view.
You can go to fb.org/election2024 for more information. That's fb.org/election2024. Yesterday saw the release of the September World Ag Supply and Demand Estimates report. Corn production down from last year, but still plenty of grain out there, and soybeans will be higher than in 2023. Now, that was a bit of a surprise to traders as the numbers actually raised corn production slightly month over month, and yield was bumped up to a record level. Corn production pegged at 15.186 billion bushels, up 39 million from August. The yield was raised half a bushel per acre to a record 183.6 bushels per acre. Now, traders apparently not that surprised because things were down just a penny right after those markets were released. And today we're actually seeing corn up, though soybeans down and wheat substantially up. Milk continuing its climb. We'll talk about markets here in just a bit. Still, grain markets pretty darn low. Though something else that's coming down is gas prices. The national average for gas prices has declined for over a month. And Patrick DeHaan is head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy, tells us fuel prices dropping nationwide.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good news when it comes to what you fill up with. Gasoline prices have been declining. The national average now has declined for 6 straight weeks. Diesel has also seen a nice fall. So by all accounts, gas and diesel prices both falling. Oil prices, the primary culprit. Oil prices have been trading below the $70 a barrel mark. That's because of economic concerns, not only in the U.S. as our economy slows down, but overseas in China, where their economy has really been faltering. So it's a sign of a little bit of economic distress. It's not all bad news, but that combined with an increase in U.S. oil production over the last couple of years has pushed gas prices back closer to where they normally would be.
Again, that's Patrick DeHaan taking a look at petroleum analysis over at GasBuddy. And stay tuned, we'll take a look at markets up next.
Hi everyone, this is Dale Minio from the Ohio AgNet. For a quarter of a century, I powered my truck with biodiesel, traveling the state promoting agriculture. Biodiesel is a reliable, high-performance fuel that works in any diesel engine without modification. The The best part is that with every mile driven, I'm fueling the economy, doing good for the environment, and supporting soybean farmers. Learn how using biodiesel can add value to every bushel of soybeans grown at soyohio.org.
Closing markets today in Chicago. December new crop corn, $4.13 per bushel, up 7.25. As March contracts, $4.31, up 6.5. New crop soybeans down 4.5 to $10.06 and Jan beans $10.24 down 4.75. July wheat $6.27, up 13.75. Markets brought to you by Seed Consultants, simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. October live cattle down 38 cents to 177.65. October lean hogs 78.45, down 45 cents. October feeder cattle a drop of 63 pennies to 239.13, and milk up across the board at 24.01 in Class 3. I'm Joel Norwood. This is the Ohio AgNet.